My response is no. And my response is no based on having been a teacher and seeing the difference in our schools now versus what it was.
As a board member, what would you do to make things better?
For one thing, I know, having worked in various communities, there are communities that believe that they are their own separate school district. And we've got to get a better understanding across to those communities that it needs to be every community here in Charlotte that's learning. Because if every student is educated to their fullest, this makes for a better Charlotte. And right now, what we're doing is not making for a better Charlotte.
How do you do that?
It's a hard sell. But what we're going to have to do a better job of is getting more outside volunteers into Central Zone schools and having more conversation so they can see. You know, it's one thing for this PTA to adopt this PTA and just bring stuff in once a month. That's not how you're doing it. I saw conversations going on between an outside PTA with the PTA there at Thomasboro, and parents were talking to each other about what they had, what they didn't have, and what they would like to have. And I saw the other school, who was their partner PTA, going into classrooms, talking honestly with teachers. And they got an understanding of the difference between the two schools. And even though they both are supposed to be serving the same purpose, they saw that Thomasboro was not serving the purpose that it was supposed to be doing. So somehow or another, we've got to get more than just conversation going. We got to get them in so that partner schools can see each other for what they really are.
Would you be willing to hire someone as superintendent who disagreed with you about that, who said, no, we can educate all children where they are? Would you, if you have you're elected and you have a superintendent candidate come in and say, you know, if we just give more resources, we can educate all children where they are?
They really have a tough sell with me on that. And I'd like to hear their spiel on it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would listen,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would talk about the realistic things of it. So, you know, and I know a lot of superintendents believe that. A lot of people believe that.
Yeah.
But it's not the case. It's not the case.
I mean, if you were on the board, you'd need 5 votes to hire a superintendent. Where do you see the possibility of finding 5 votes for a superintendent who would say, we cannot just educate every child at every...
Right at this moment, I would see it difficult with the way that this present board is trying to push through the hiring of a new superintendent. I feel like they need to back off. And because if the new board is coming on in December, they are really not going to have time to have delved into the background and seen the results, or even call around and make visits or whatever to where these people are coming from. In my opinion, it's doing a disservice to new people that are going to be coming on board with this rush to get a new superintendent. So it would be difficult this time around. Now, if they would back off and wait, I could see an advantage to possibly getting the ear of some people on board and, you know, telling them what we need to be looking for.